go back into the football a bit with my next question before we wrap things up. I mentioned Mark Silva earlier, and you also mentioned Leonardo Jardim earlier. Obviously, no doubts and no questions in terms of if had Leonardo, and you said it yourself already in the past, had Leonardo Jardim stayed, you're confident enough that he would have brought you that league title that we deserve to have, and that's currently in court. But that's besides the issue. You mentioned in a podcast a few weeks ago how you knew right from the start that Mark Silva was a bad choice, but that you had to wear it for that year at least. My question is, before Mark Silva, who was on that list, that short list, in terms of managers after Jardim left? And if you can disclose that, and that's it.
That is very simple. Every time that I looked for a coach, I never had a list. I had every time a name. And this is the truth. So the first was Leonardo, I didn't have a list. The second was Marco, I didn't have a list. The third, it was Jorge, I didn't have a list. Bad or good, I never had a list. So every time I had feelings. And I need to tell you that after 3, only had a good guess, my feeling sucks.
Wait, how so? I'm not understanding that. How so?
Because the only one that was good for Sporting was Leonardo.
Ah, got it.
So I have no good feelings, for sure. Not a good instinct. You need to understand one thing. Marco didn't have only bad things. Jorge don't have only bad things.
Of course.
But when I say bad for Sporting, what does it mean, bad for Sporting? It means that there is one thing that in my education I learned that it was very important, and that I think it is loyalty. Loyalty. It's one of the most important things in life, regarding everything, not only regarding coaches or soccer, but regarding everything. When you don't have that feeling inside you, you are not a person. It's so bad. There is a lot of things that are bad in life, but lack of loyalty. I'm not saying, Danny, that you cannot say to a person, enough is enough, and I want to go away. Even if it is your wife, your husband, your boss, your worker. Loyalty is not to make things that you don't believe. Loyalty is for you, when you are in something, you need to be loyal to that something. If it is a personal relation, if it is a professional relation, I don't care. Life teach me that if you don't have loyalty inside of you, if you don't understand the concept of loyalty, you are not a man or a woman. You are a thing. You don't deserve to be called as a man or a woman. You are a thing. You are nothing. Because it is the basis of everything. It is loyalty. And Marco and Jorge don't know the concept of loyalty of nothing. Nothing. And they are, when you don't have that lack, when you have the lack of concern of what is loyalty, you are ready to everything. You sell even your mother, your father, because you don't have the minimal structure to be alive, to be considered a person. And I understood since the day one, almost the day one, that Marco was not there when he sold Sporting to Dorian. I don't need one example, two example, three example. The people, the regular people needs. They need to see one time, two times, three times, four times, five times, 10 times, 10. I don't need. I only need to see one time. Because I'm not that kind of person that say if you steal €1, you steal 1 million. I don't think it is true. I don't like people that steal €1. I don't like people to steal 1 million. But it's very nice to say it, but I don't think it's always true. Because there are people that makes mistakes in life that are not bad people. And when you say someone that steals €1 can steal 1 million, you say that everybody that makes bad are bad people. But one thing I need to tell you, if you don't understand the concept of loyalty, for sure you are trash. That is for sure. Because it's impossible for you to be good if you don't have the basis of life. It is the same. If you don't know how to breathe, you are not going to live. You are going to die. It's breathe. And loyalty, it is the breath of the soul. If you don't have it, you are dead and you don't know it. And this soul Sporting in the preseason regarding the subject role. And I said, no, this is the worst decision that I made. And then you had Jorge. And you tell me that nobody knew Marco. So we didn't know what it was inside the cake, the melon, the watermelon.
Right.
But Jorge, you need to say to me, Bruno, everybody knew who was Jorge. And I will say, what made me go after Jorge? I believed, because I'm so stupid that I'm not stupid. I'm a regular person that believes that what I live and what I believe, it is what I think about persons and people. So I have the most respect for my father and my mother. For me, it's the highest I can have. It is my father, my mother, and my daughters. And everything regarding them, it is almost religious. It is, for me, it's the most important thing in life. And I knew that he told to his father that one day he would be the coach of Sporting and have success with Sporting. And I believe that even if I knew that Jorge was not a good person, that thing that he had with his father would make that he would pass everything that he had inside for this thing that was greater. It was what he told to his father. Well, I needed to learn that there are people that don't care of what they told to father or mother or daughters, or there are people, and it's my mistake, of course. I never knew no one that was so with so lack of emotions. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. I don't say that he didn't love his father. At his own way, I believe, but it is different than what I love my father or my mother or my daughters. If I say to my father, I will make this, I will make. Even if I need to to overcome a lot of problems and obstacles. If I say I will make, I will make. But for sure, I was mistaken. And George, when higher values spoken to him, and I'm saying this, I don't want that Rei da Manhã or someone to go to a court to say that I said that Jorge is this or that. I'm saying this in Portuguese. It is metaphorically. It is
metaphorically.
It is in a way like a drawing. It's not real. It's to listen to the words, but not take literally the words. George sold Sporting. In that process that Benfica had against him.
Yeah.
And you will ask me why. Why? Why do you say things like that, even metaphorically? Why? And I will say to you, imagine, only imagine. It's not the truth. It's only a game. Imagine that I could go to court and say that Benfica was right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what Benfica told. Benfica asked 14 millions, because he started to work when he
was still contracted to Benfica, correct?
Imagine that I could go. Imagine this is.
Yeah.
I could go to court and say it's true.
Yeah.
No, imagine that I had the proof that it was true. Imagine that there was a contract signed. Imagine that I had everything in my power.
Yeah.
It's like John Lennon.
Imagine.
All the people. And do you know what happened? They married again.
Yeah.
I was tried to be shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine that I had the proofs.
Right.
And
go ahead.
Imagine that when I understood what was happening, I wanted to tell to all of you. And I feel, imagine, powerless and alone. Not alone. I had Elshan. I had in my dream, because this is what I'm saying. It's not true. It is a dream. Imagine that I felt that my army, that I think it was my army, that it was the Sportingistas, will never believe me. And do you know, if this is true, how difficult it is for you to go home and say, why am I here? If I'm alone, I have people that love me. Not there, but here, in my house. Why am I, what I'm doing in my dreams?
Right.
But tell the truth to people. Tell the truth to people. And do you still believe that people want the truth? People don't want the truth. People want to tweet that they want the truth. But people want to be happy. And because people don't know how to be happy, people are happy when they don't know the truth. Nobody wants to know the truth. Nobody. It's a lie. It's a lie. Nobody wants to know the truth. And when I saw it, imagine in your dreams, only dream, that you will be seated in the locker room of Sporting Stadium with Jorge Jesus, and you say, look, I went to pick you. I believe in you. I paid you millions. And now you are trying to kill me? And imagine, because nothing of this is true, that he will look at you and say, now the machine is on the move. I cannot do nothing. And I went home. Imagine, this is a dream.
Yeah,
and I said to someone in my family, I will be dead. And because I don't say things only for saying, because I every time in my life know what I say, the person run away with fear of what is going to happen. This is not true. This is a dream.
Right.
And imagine that when I was in home alone, like the child in the movie, I was waiting every time for the robbers to come to pick me up. But every time I believed that there was an army that will believe me and don't let the robbers to steal me. And imagine when I didn't saw the robbers, but I saw policemen put me in jail and my army clapping and saying, good, you deserve it. The good thing is all of this that I say, it's a dream. And it's not true. It's the good thing, because I believe if this happens to someone, that someone will not be alive today, because it would be very bad.
Right.
Alex, the only thing, Alex, I look at you and I need to say to people, okay, don't put me again in sporting. I don't care. But please, put Alexander back in sport. What he made bad? He's my friend.
I agree.
He's my friend. He's my friend. Only it was his mistake. It was he didn't sold himself like the other club members. And it's because of that the Associates of Sporting doesn't want Alexander as a member. Okay, I'm crazy. I'm stupid. I'm drunk. I'm drug addict. I beat in women. I beat in child. Everything that people say about me. But what is the crime of Alexander? Being my friend? Is that the
capital sin?
So okay, put him back as a member, and for me, I don't care. Good. It was an honor for me, 5.5 years. Nobody's going to take me that honor.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who I was, and it was not Sporting who gave me the name. I'm very proud of saying that I went to Sporting to put Sporting in the right way again. So I helped Sporting a lot. For me, what Sporting gave me, and what I say with Sporting, I say with all the people, proud, honor, joy, and jail. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, we're going to start wrapping up. Before we do so, we want to ask both